Brought to you by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
We're not going to ask Gary, we're going to ask you.
That's right, because for some things he's good, but for the rest it's up to me.
Especially when it comes to looking at the stars.
The future, what does the future hold?
Hey, listen, we were looking at the stars all weekend and seeing clouds, rain, and then a few fireworks sprinkled in.
Yeah, not so much in the way of stars this weekend.
What's coming up in the stars for?
Actually, we have an eclipse coming up, the companion eclipse to the one we had a week ago, but this is the solar eclipse. The last one we had was the lunar eclipse, which is big emotions. I prefer solar eclipses because they indicate where your conscious energy is going to be directed and what you're trying to consciously accomplish in your life. And this is the, I think, 5th or 6th eclipse that started last summer. So it's things a lot of us started last year, but we get to bring to fruition. But I thought I would be kind of specific, being a Virgo, as to where in everybody's chart they can find that out. So
you didn't get it?
For Cancers, this is really all about them and their wants and their needs and what they need out of life. Cancers are kind of like the good doobies of the zodiac. They always try and accommodate other people, but not anymore. This time, this particular eclipse is involving them getting their own gratification, their own freedom, and what it is that they want. For Leos, you're going to have to give a little bit more than they get. This is a finishing up phase for Leos rather than a starting phase for Leos. Leos are actually trying to bring to fruition stuff that they started last July and last January. Same type and variety of energy, and they ought to be able to pull it together in the next 2 weeks or so and bring something to fruition.
Oh, good. I like that.
That's good to hear. For Virgos, they need the help of their well-placed female friends to achieve a long-standing hope, wish, goal, or objective. And this is something that requires a team effort, which Virgos are not very good at. So they're really going to have to work to incorporate the needs of the group over the needs of the Virgo to achieve a long-term objective. And the Virgo will benefit from it because they're pretty manipulative. For Libras, it is professional matters. They have some kind of professional decision reaching some kind of a climax. And it has to do with the Libra actually taking action to bring about career progression. For Scorpios, they are hitting the road. Legal, educational, travel matters go really well for them. Some sort of legal matter that Scorpios have been dealing with for probably a year or so, or at least since January, finally comes to either move off dead center or get resolved. But it's a very, very favorable outcome for Scorpios. And they got to be pretty glad to hear it after 6 months of people yelling at them. For Sagittarians, it's about the money.
Yeah.
It is all about the money. It is all about maximizing existing resources rather than going out looking for new ones. Sagittarians are always kind of shooting their arrow, going and chasing it, and this time they need to stop and complete what it is that they have already put into motion. And instead of looking for new resources to exploit, they need to exploit their existing ones. And the money gods smile on Sagittarians over the next 2 weeks or so.
Oh, good.
Gotta like that. For Capricorns, it's really all about their partners and their partners' needs and their public image. And it's really, Capricorns are, I don't want to say selfish, but yeah, they are. But this time they are really going to be looking at how can they meet their partner's needs. For Aquarians, it's about work. It's about work, job responsibilities, some sort of obstacle gets out of the Aquarian's way that has impeded their career progression. So, and it's through the help of a female. For Pisces, they just want to have fun. Their creativity is what they're trying to bring out. And it means love affairs, good times with children. If they're married, their marriage goes well. If they want children, this is the time to do this. And it's also a good time for a child of their mind to be created that can later on become a job. For Aries, it's about home, foundations, responsibilities. Aries have been doing a lot of external things, and now it's time for them to pay attention to their internal world to shore up their foundations.
Home.
Exactly. For Tauruses, they got places to go, people to see, things to do, contracts to negotiate, agreements to be made. The pace of their day-to-day living is going to pick up very dramatically over the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. So Pat's days of vacation is over. It's time to get back to work and get back to the business of doing
taking
things.
care of my business.
Yeah, well, and it's
and hers too.
Yeah, but the focus was on her, and now it's time for her day-to-day living, the pace of her day-to-day living to pick up. So I guess she's going to be helping you out. For Geminis, they just want to make money. It is all about the money for them, and they get several decent opportunities to increase their earned income through the fruits of their labor, rather than money falling out of the skies on them. This is through their own efforts. So that's tomorrow's news today for the eclipse for the 12 signs of the zodiac.
Now, what do we get after this eclipse? The last one, we got an earthquake.
Yeah, we'll get another one. We always get an earthquake.
Another earthquake?
Yeah, this was going to be, my thought is pretty big, and it's likely to be on Friday the 16th or Saturday the 17th, but I can never tell where they're going to be. I mean, because the shadow of the eclipse falls over a pretty large area, it's any part of that area, so. But I would also like to see something happen in the Gulf and get that straightened out. I would love to see that happen sooner rather than later. Yeah. And I'm hoping that, man, they're close to that, so.
We'll see. All right,
that would be good to see.
See you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
And if you missed any of your horrible scopes, all that will be posted up in video on the website, my Q105.com. It'll be there in just a couple of minutes.